So when I came on here today, I thought I was gonna get a Tom Holland showdown of who's the best Spider-Man. I have my pick, but I'll save that for another video. It's just hard to do with people and their favorites. They have it for different reasons. It's just hard because you're not gonna change people's mind if they're not really connected. If they're connected to the character, they're not gonna change their mind. Doesn't matter. Some people are like, wow, like if it's Batman, you're telling me George Clooney. Sure, I could be like, yo, you're wild because George Clooney doesn't seem like Batman or Bruce Wayne. But it's different when it's like a legacy character that's been around and been played multiple times and it was serious. It's just a hard thing to get into. But I thought it was going to be a Tom Holland Spider-Man thing, and I clicked it to see, and this is King and Queen Lion. I have a video I did before. I think I finished it. It was like an hour and like 40 minutes. He did a Black Panther vs Thanos video, and I saw some holes in it, and there were some things that, well, it was just really one-sided. But his 15-minute video of me watching it and breaking it down turned to an hour and 45 minutes, I think. And I don't think I want to put that up just because no one wants to watch me talk about that for an hour and 45 minutes. It's interesting stuff. There's a lot of stuff I come up with. But yeah, I don't think people want to see that. But they do a podcast or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. I mainly see him come up. He argues with a lot of people. It's kind of, I don't know if it's his shtick to be yelling and doing crazy things like that. I get worked up. I'll talk louder, but I'm not like the crazy guy in the camera. What's going on? Like, there's a couple people I made videos about that are just like screaming at the camera, and I'm like, dude, this guy's wild. He's crazy. And then you realize that was just his whole gimmick, and I'm like, oh, cool. You got a niche. You got a little gimmick there. And I'd rather people be real and be who they are. So this dude might be just how he is. I don't know. But like I said, it's kind of like every video is like that. When I see him, he's just like cussing like crazy. And I ain't no prude. When I cuss, it just feels like I don't mean to. It's like natural dialogue. Sometimes I feel like people are forcing it. I'm not saying he's forcing it. I'm just saying some people just are like making sure they hit those beats of cussing. But yeah, that's his style. I don't know. But I thought they were going to talk about the best Spider-Man, and like they straight up, as soon as they started getting into it, I'm like, hold up, I'm recording.
Tom Holland is the best Spider-Man.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely
not.
Disagree.
Not
yet. That's
crazy.
Not yet.
And not yet. He never will be.
Oh, what?
I
hate. If you're on any reels, if you're on any TikToks, any YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, TikTok, Instagram Reels, they use these dumb ass sound effects. I cannot stand the I can't. People rely too many on this, like, oh, she's nice, and like these little things to make videos they think funnier. It's just so annoying, dude. I cannot stand it.
No, hold on. After his next trilogy, it's gonna be hard to argue, Lion.
Nope. Sorry.
I can just be real right now. I could argue right now about all the Spider-Mans. I don't need another movie. I don't need Brand New Day. I don't need it.
What is it, Tobey for you?
They did this.
Tobey is cool.
3 weeks ago.
He's great. He cries too goddamn much. Fighting wise, great. But as for
Andrew doesn't cry.
He will beat your ass. But no. But that's
and Andrew doesn't cry.
No. But Andrew.
That guy was crying the way him like this.
Hold on. But
so this is what it got crazy for me. So they started judging Spider-Man's off of like crying, which is wild. So I'm like, all right. So let's make it like this is a yearbook here. We're trying to figure out things. So worst crier, or the most crier. I was thinking Holland, I think, cried the most through the trilogy. Unfortunately, Garfield only got 2 movies, but he did cry in Far From Home. Tobey's the ugliest crier, but Tobey cried with Ben and Uncle Ben and Harry, I think. But yeah, I think Holland cried the most, but like who seemed like a bitch? I guess Tobey probably seemed like a bitch the most, like weak. Like with Tobey, they went really for the classic, like nerd Stan Lee. When they wanted to make that, like, we were all excited. Like, again, I'm like hella older than these dudes. Like, we were hella excited, dude. This was like the jam. I mean, reading the comics and then getting the anime series and then getting a movie eventually, it was just nuts. Like, the coolest thing for us was like going to Universal Studios and watching like the live show. Like, that was closest we're getting to real things. And I don't bet people don't remember that. or meeting him out there. First thing I did, run into him my senior trip. He was the first dude at the gate. Took a picture of Spider-Man like he was real. I think it was way after the movies came out though. Yeah, we were pumped for these movies, but like now you look at them, it's just they really try to do that Stan Lee thing. Like, let's do the typical nerd. He misses the bus, and he's very cornball, and even his like comebacks are just so bad. But they really took the Stan Lee blueprint, and you know, I like my stuff modernized. I like it not to be so dated feeling, and I know the X-Men kind of go around with that a little bit, and some X-Men, a lot of them didn't age well. I'll keep it straight real, dude. Like I love Marvel. DC's cool. I like DC, but not as much as Marvel. I grew up more with Marvel with my dad, like ingrained that into me. I was little and I was getting potty trained with a comic in my hand. It's nuts. So there wasn't even toys. We had to get like Secret War toys that my dad used to collect when he was little, I guess, for me to play with toys. But there was like these bendy figures. That was a big thing. And there's these little PVC figures. They're like in a pose, and they're plastic, but you can't move them or anything. And Punisher was stepping on a box, I guess ammunition or something. So anytime I had to play with him, I'd have a scenario why he had a box stuck to his foot. It was stupid. But anyways, I'm getting way off topic here. But yeah, so just having it ingrained in you and stuff like that, it's different, I guess. And I could go off nostalgia for a lot of things, but I cut myself off with that. There are some things that outside of superheroes, I would say I will give it a pass, like a bad movie because of nostalgia. But like, I kind of move on with the times, and when things get smarter, or the way they develop things and ways to get around things, I'm not gonna, you know, lie about it or anything. And especially when it comes, like I said, X-Men, dude, there's so many, and some of them did not age well at all, and some shouldn't have got made. Looking at you, Wolverine Origins, and don't forget, Wolverine's like my favorite superhero. My son's name's Logan. My comic shop was Best There Is Comics and Games, and I named that after that on my YouTube. God, our YouTube used to be so good. Go on, like, we called them seasons because we changed things, and it was like 2 or 3. It looked so good. We're in my littler shop, and we made it all just podcasts. We didn't even do much in the shop, but you gotta pay the bills. You gotta pay your podcast area to have a podcast, and we weren't making no money. But yeah, that it's really good quality. We had lighting in there. It was sick. It was fun. But we're going way off track here. So yeah, like the first one coming out, we were like pumped, but like they just really stuck with that Stan Lee blueprint. And like the same thing with the X-Men. If the X-Men would have been with a Stan Lee blueprint, I would be really interested in watching it. It's kind of boring. Modernizing them makes it better, more relevant, just better for me. But some people maybe want that, like the corny kind of stuff. Feels more comic book like, I guess, if you want that traditional vibe. But I think growing with the times, and again, like I'm way older than all these dudes, you like to see a lot of things modernized. You don't want to see things look held back. And a lot of things nowadays, they've tweaked things in movies and series and franchises, and some people will call it woke or DEI or something stupid when they're like evolving, basically. So with Spider-Man's, it's different, but we won't even get all into that. So they were talking about crying. Holland, I cried the most. Ugliest crier is Tobey for sure. And then they start talking about
Andrew don't cry like no
Go
bitch.
ahead.
Hold on, no.
Feel like
hold
the
on.
whole time,
Andrew,
bro.
Andrew don't cry like no bitch. Andrew cries like Peter cried in comics.
That's
It's not
the
the
thing.
same.
Also, it's not a bit. It's not fair. Like,
I don't know why I do that.
Tom Holland is the
Like,
best
picking
Spider-Man.
your
Little
Spider-Man,
Uncle Ben,
picking your Spider-Man, your favorite, and you start with who cried the most. It's not a promising start to let people know who's the best Spider-Man. It just kills me. Like, that's where they jump to. And dude man said he didn't cry like Spider-Man in the panels. He's a big panel guy. He likes to bring up panels. I'm too lazy. Like, I would tell everybody, I do this shit live. There was a time during podcasts, doing it for like 15 years. I've been making videos and, you know, just do it for fun or whatever. And I used to get a lot into editing the music, whatever. And now it's just like, I'm just here for fun, man. My phone will go off. My dog will bark. My wife will walk in the background. It's fine. You're just here with me. You're here with me live, just hanging out. That's it. I treat it like a live segment. That's how I treat it like. But he throws comic panels up like crazy and stuff, and it's funny because he went back to that for he don't cry like that in panels. It's like, come on, like, are we really gonna pull up panels of Spider-Man crying to figure out which one cried the best? I don't think you even can compare. They didn't cry like Tobey. I'll give you that.
That's fine.
No, Tobey had one.
And he cried over Harry.
No, hold on. What he's saying, Phil? Tobey had one death he had to worry about. That's pretty much it. This motherfucker was crying over breakups really good and shit. Hold on. Andrew was actually hurt.
Whoa.
He was going
Tobey
through
cried.
it.
Toby cried over relationships.
Tobey was getting cut.
No, but hold on.
Hate that noise, and I hate they add Charlotte Murphy for no reason. Like, was that supposed to be a zing? I don't know. I didn't get it. They're losing me a little bit. They're losing me. I'm probably losing people right now too. It's fine.
Peter cheated on her with Gwen.
He looked like Kevin Hart right there. What the hell was he doing? What the hell is that?
Peter cheated on her with Gwen.
What the hell is that?
He didn't cheat on her.
Spider-Man 3, yes, he was dancing and he kissed her, and then he kissed her while
they weren't together. Weren't they? I don't think they were together.
No, they weren't.
Oh,
he made out with Gwen.
Worst thing about doing podcasts, talking over each other. It's not good. People don't like it. It's hard though. It's hard. My role always in the podcast was to pay attention to that and try to ring people back in from subjects and get people to be like, wait, hold on, let's hear what he has to say or whatever, because it's hard. And two people, it's not as bad, but still, it's really hard because you start getting into it and everybody's talking over each other, and then you just hear everyone's just going at it.
He made out with Gwen when
but that's not. It was a key for the city thing. She
yes, he cheated on her.
No, that wasn't his fault. That was damn.
Bro, he literally told her, take off my mask and make out with me. He literally said that.
He says, I swear, he says, lay one on me. I swear to God. And if he does, that just proves my theory of him being a cornball. I swear to God, he says, lay one on me. I'm not gonna swear to God because I don't know 100%. It just sounds like lay one on me. It sounds like something a dude would say, is that dirt in your eye or something like that. That's what it sounds like. But best boyfriend. Holland, first of all, Garfield got his killed. No, he killed her. No, damn, that snatch was bad though. That fall, oh my god, it almost looks like if he didn't save her, like she would have died less painful or something. I don't know, because you watch that snap, it's like it's just like hits her. God damn. And they had no blood, I guess because it's like kind of a kids movie. Blood should have been pouring out of her like some Kool-Aid, pouring out of her, because that That fall did not look good. Oh, the Andrew Garfield redemption scene in No Way Home. That gets you, dude. That's a little bit of crying there. But yeah, best boyfriend. I mean, Holly didn't really get with MJ Michelle until like the end of the second one, really. About the middle. I don't know if they made that official. And then third one, we got to see them kind of together, but they weren't really together because they weren't working together. And then the heartbreaking thing is them not being able to remember each other and stuff. So I mean, he was a decent boyfriend. Tobey, he's probably the worst. He did do that. I swear they were together even during the does he say cool cat or something like, oh, Spider-Man 3, what did you do to me? Oh my god, dude, we were so excited. We went to WonderCon in San Francisco. WonderCon was big. It was like but a little below San Diego Comic-Con. It was big. And they did a Spider-Man 3 trailer showing, and we didn't get in, but I remember we were able to like crack it open or like start to go in. And I remember we saw the last piece of Venom leaping at the screen, and I was like, don't tell me nothing. This is gonna be the shit. And it just was shitty. Even for back then, I knew like this ain't Venom. And I think they're trying to pull Venom from the Ultimate comic books. Topher Grace being like Eddie Brock Jr. I think they even said that. So I think maybe that's what they're going with. But the suit, oh my god, oh man, it's a whole different story. But Tobey did do that, and I swear that maybe they're on a break when he does the whole dance thing. Oh god, that scene, emo Spider-Man. Speaking of hair, who has the best hair for Spider-Man? Tobey's kind of looks, I don't know, like he fits that nerd, but Peter never has too much of a nerdy haircut. Only like in those 70 ones, like where it's all slick to the side and stuff. Andrew Garfield's too cool, man. He's too cool. You could switch him and be Flash Thompson, and he would fit fine. He's a good-looking dude that could punch you, and he looks like he'd be a bully. He's that role. He can do that role. He could play both roles. That's the bad part with his Spider-Man. He looks too cool to be Spider-Man. You know what I mean? It's like the other two, like Tobey looks nerdy as hell nerdy. Tom Holland's like modern nerdy. Like dude plays with Legos, doesn't squirming around girls. He's a little lanky. He's a dork, but not Tobey's status. Tobey's like, let's put some tape around those glasses. But here, Garfield's out. Too cool, man. He rides skateboards. Peter don't do that. There ain't no X Games for Peter. Holland's is good. I think Civil War he has the best hair to look like Peter. I think that's probably the best. Because Tobey's is like, eh. Yeah, I think Holland's in Civil War is good. They want to talk about best shape. That's goddamn Tobey Maguire. That dude got ripped. He got ripped. I'll say it again. He got ripped being Spider-Man. And I don't think Tom and Andrew really try. They're just skinny dudes. You don't really need to be, I guess, a Spider-Man. It's kind of like Superman. Like, people think you need to be hella buff, but Superman's strength doesn't come from weights. It comes from, I mean, you don't want him fat, but you don't want him looking like me. But it's not from weights. It's from, the sun and all that shit. And with Spider-Man, it's from the spider bite. So I guess naturally it makes muscle on them, I guess. But they don't really got to lift to get the muscle. So maybe it's the bite that makes the muscle come out. That's kind of what they did in Raimi's. But in all actual, that's why Chris Reeves was fine as Superman. He didn't have to look like, I was gonna call him Tom Selleck, whatever the hell his name is. Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill was huge ass dude, almost like the Jack Reacher guy. Jack Reacher, that dude's big. Was it Jack Reacher? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, like the other two didn't even have to try, and that Superman, like I said too, Reeves didn't have to be all that crazy. He did a good job, and that's cornball nerdy, but that's how they looked at him back then. Who got the angriest? I'm gonna think about that.
I don't remember. I gotta go watch it.
Yeah, yes, he said. Yeah, he said, "Go ahead, it'll be good for the kids. Get the shot." That's literally. I swear to God, he said it.
He probably did.
I gotta go check it.
Like Tobey was a fucking menace, bro. That guy was on some Black Air Force shit.
I don't know what that means, but cool. Kids say his weirdest stuff today, man. Like, it's wild. I'm surprised I can hang out with dope still. People still say dope, and I never could lose that in my vocabulary, but some stuff, like my son will say something, I'm like, what? Like, the fuck? Angriest, like, I think we saw Tom Holland really angry when he's about to try to kill Goblin, but other than that, he's never angry. He's upset. Garfield, we didn't really see angry. He was more sad than anything. I don't think we ever saw him like angry. It's probably Tobey. He's the kind of guy that says, "Got dirt in your eye." I think we've seen Tobey the angriest. Yeah, when he's Venom time, he's fixed. What the fuck you say? Fix your goddamn door or something like that. Probably not goddamn, because kids are watching and can't say that. But yeah, I think Tobey got to be the angriest one out of all of them. Yeah, that's what I think. Tobey. Who's the funniest?
Like, if Tobey did that, I can't save it.
Look, the chats agree with me. Look, he did say that.
I do these, like I talk like these, like people, like, I do things where things mess up. I don't care. I'm not gonna edit it or anything. I get jealous, man. I wish I had chat going on and talking back to people on feedback. I'm jelly, but we're thinking about
Hold on.
And Andrew's fucking crying over like a girl.
I didn't notice that. I didn't notice that.
Hold on. First of all, I don't give a fuck what the chat says. Damn. Okay, you're not gonna smear.
No, pull it up. Pull it up right now.
No, we're not gonna do a
Tobey's
smear.
like,
he is acting a little different than he does in his normal videos, so I'll give you that. He seems more toned down in this video. King and Queen line. So I think this is his video. He's the one that's adding all the sound effects and all that. And it's fairly recent, 3 weeks ago. It says Spider-Man brand new day hashtag. I don't know. But let's go back. Funniest. Holland isn't funny. Garfield's gonna be the funniest because cornball Tobey, man. Did your boyfriend make that for you? Or whatever the hell he says? Yeah. It was kind of dorky, not dorky, but I don't know how you call it. It was just cringe. And Andrew Garfield #1, Tasm 1. The sneezing thing, that was so stupid. I thought we got to make Spider-Man funny. I have a video where some dude was upset that there was no wooing in No Way Home or something. Then someone pulled it up, and I'm like, holy shit, he woos in every fucking movie. But I was like, where's the quips at, man? Where are the jokes? Spider-Man talks crap when he does it. And Holland did a lot of talking in Civil War, but he was just a teen talking. Like, it was cool, it was funny. Catching Winter Soldier's arm and all that, like, that was funny, but it wasn't like quips, you know. But I think Tasm 2 really showed him being funny, like when he was talking to, I think it was Rhino, when he's the driver and stuff like that, when he's stealing stuff. It's like, God, it's gotta be the funniest. Smartest, that's the smartest, man. That's I think since they made Tobey Maguire to come out to look like a nerd, smarty nerd, but I think Garfield was portrayed more as a smart one, because I mean they're all in the lab and Far From Home, so they all look like they screw around with some kind of science, but we don't really see Holland build or make his webbing. He talks to Tony about it, but he doesn't really show. But like, I think we see Garfield trying to make it, and also when that song comes on, like, only you, when he's putting all the paper strands together, trying to figure out like his parents and all that stuff. So he's got the detective in him, I guess. So I guess I'd go with that for the smartest. Ooh, the next one I wrote.
Yeah, come on, Glenn.
Hold on. We're not gonna do a smear campaign for fucking Tobey. Fuck that. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, I ain't seen shit. I'm putting my
and then when MJ's doing the waitress job, Peter with the black suit was dancing with Gwen, got in MJ's face.
Well, hold on, that's.
I don't remember if they were together.
Like going in, he was cucking her. What the hell are we talking about?
That was a symbiote.
He was cucking her.
Hold on,
we didn't talk about who's cucking. We went for boyfriend. We weren't going for cucking. Let's just be straight.
You knew what it wanted. It said that's a fat ass.
Okay, that's fine. Before the symbiote, he cucked MJ anyway in front of a crowd.
Man, poor guys and cucking nowadays. It's a shame. I had most accurate. I'm not gonna answer that, dude. I'm not answering best Peter Parker, best Spider-Man. I'll have another video for what I believe and why the other ones are at fault. Let's go with most comic accurate suit. I hated all the Raimi suits. They're hot garbage. I don't care what people said. I bled for that movie. I had Carl's Jr. gave out the heads for tennis balls. I had a broke down Geo in high school, and I had Geo Metro. Your bands went out all the time in your engine, and it had this noise, and every Geo Metro had it. It was the stupidest thing, but I had that blue little Geo, had a nice little Carl's Jr. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. It was the first one, with his head and all that. I rocked it, and you know, you're just grateful. You're grateful that you have these superheroes, but now you can look back and be like, damn, that suit was whack. And I don't care what anyone says. Again, like I said, when people got their favorites, you're not gonna change my mind about that suit. I hate the silver lining. I cannot stand the silver lining. I cannot stand it. And the fact that they did black with silver lining, oh my god. Like, but Holland's got cool ones, but Garfield's Tasm 2 suit is just masterpiece. That's quintessential Spider-Man. That's any Spider-Man comic book coming to life. That's Spider-Man. Look at the panels. But yeah, that suit is just fire, dude. The first one was trash. I remember when they had set pictures leak, his shoes looked so stupid. They were like Nikes and stuff. Oh man, it was so bad. But yeah, definitely Tasm 2. Like, that suit was sick. And I was hoping that Peter was going to take inspiration from that, and he kind of looks like in Brand New Day a little bit like that, because how the movie ended in No Far From Home, he's swinging around. It looked really shiny, latexy, but it looked like the way he colored Tasm 2 though. But best fighter,
MJ was cooking him in Spider-Man 2 with an astronaut.
Stop. Exactly.
And guess what? He still got the bitch.
Hey, who gives a damn? He
still got the bitch.
Who gives a damn?
And then with the bitch, he cucked her even worse for the whole crowd.
He still hold on, Sleepy.
The whole crowd full of kids.
You see how Phil said, who gives a fuck? He still got the bitch.
Goodness gracious. I guess that's enough from them. But fighting-wise, I don't know. We got to see a lot of it show off in Far From Home. Or No Way Home, I'm sorry. Between the three. I think Brand New Day is going to set it off on another level. That's one thing, too. They could have incorporated really good fights, I think, with Spider-Man. Like bouncing off things, hitting people, doing that kind of stuff. I think they could have done really good stuff with every Spider-Man. Like, better fighting scenes. And I think they didn't get, like, Spider-Man fighting scenes. Like, I think him against Vulture is pretty cool. It's a cool fight. Him and Electro, I can't even get into that. All good actors, by the way. Jamie Foxx, great actor. Who else? Oh, I don't like the dude that played Green Goblin. What were they thinking? Oh my god! If you wanted to go with a face with Green Goblin, just do it with Dafoe. Oh, and they had that animatronic one they didn't use. Google that. Look at that on YouTube. That they should have went with that for Green Goblin. But yeah, I'm thinking like their fight scenes, like. He fought Venom. He did the dumb metal things and Doc Ock. I mean, they kind of have a good fighting scene. But I don't want to say like who's the best fighter. When he's fighting Green Goblin in the Amazing Spider-Man 1 or Spider-Man 1, he does all those little cool flips and he gets cut on his arm and all that. Holland, he's got a decent fight with Cap, but Cap's got that vet in him. He's got the experience, but nothing really shows off Spider-Man like doing kicks and punches, and I can't think of any movie that he goes off like kicking and punching. I'm trying to think of like the villains and stuff. Oh damn, I don't know. Holland fighting Goblin, damn, I don't know. I might have to go there because that was a brutal ass fight. He's like Green Goblin like powerbombed him like NWO shit. Like it was crazy. Like yeah, fighting wise, I'll just say, but that's the most intense, I guess. But because I don't know what makes him the best fighter, not getting touched. I don't know. I'll just go with Holland for that one. That one's too rough because they underutilized Spider-Man's for fighting scenes. They should have done way better in the fighting scenes. Jumping around him, people flipping back, going behind him, going in front of him. It does look like Brand New Day is going to have a lot of that from the trailers with the hand and him about to fight the cops. Like, I want to see it like how the video game is, how you bounce from one person, and like kind of how Arkham was like that too, and the Spider-Man games are like that. Like, that's how he should be fighting in the movies, but they haven't really capitalized on that.
He still got the bitch, and then he cut.
Oh, we're done with them. The biggest hero moment I have down, I'm not gonna do that because that might define. I can think of maybe Alders. To be honest, I think one of the biggest hero moments is I'm gonna go off the cuff and say Tobey holding Holland from killing Green Goblin. That was just such a cool moment. That's just respect, dude. He's like, I don't want this young dude to go down this path I went. He went dark for sometimes, and yeah, I think that's probably one of the most heroic. I mean, because you could go the train scene, that's heroic, but Spider-Man always does heroic things. Holland did the ferry. Something big Garfield did. I feel like they didn't show his strength that much in Garfield's. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Garfield did anything really. But I think the most heroic thing, like respect, is like Tobey stopping Holland. Like that's a dude standing up for what's right. Biggest sacrifice. Oh, like for their life, biggest sacrifice is Holland because he sacrificed his life to, not his actual life, but no one remember him. That's the biggest sacrifice. And Emma's Stone's best sacrifice for Garfield. And I was thinking relationships. We said who's the best boyfriend, but god damn, the worst girlfriend in the world is Mary Jane and the Ramis. Oh my god, why did they write her like that? I sometimes don't think people I think hold that too high, that movie. there's so many things that are just like, what the fuck, dude? Why are you doing that? My God. But yeah, you gotta say, biggest sacrifice. You gotta say Holland, because he sacrificed everything to take care of everybody and close the gaps and do all that thing. It says best New York feel. I'm walking here. Is that New York? Garfield doesn't have a New York vibe at all. Holland doesn't. Tobey, I mean, they all don't got that Queens vibe. None of them got it. I'm trying to think who's most gangster out of any of them. It was all a dream. Just read Board Up magazine. Dude, who was more New York? No one really had that New York flavor. Like Holland getting a sandwich at a bodega. I mean, Garfield had nothing. His looked like a prep school. So did Harlan's looked really nice too, but Garfield's looked way preppy. Dude, Garfield's ready to get caught. So was Holland too, but Garfield over there dunking a ball, breaking the glass like he's Shaq. The hell you doing? Showing off your powers. Holland be messing around too much too. Toby's like running in the streets, opening up his shirt like goddamn Superman, and no one sees that. No one sees him running by, opening up his shirt as Spider-Man. They all messed up then. But yeah, New York feel. I don't know why that came up. And the last one's best emotional moment. I gotta think about this one, because these all don't define my favorite Peter Parker. That's the thing. Like, these don't define my favorite Spider-Man. When I say Spider-Man, I mean both of it. Bruce Wayne and Batman, I think it's a different story. But Peter Parker and Spider-Man, I still think they're one and the same. Batman and Bruce are definitely two different beasts. But with Spider-Man and Peter Parker, they're one and the same. They're the same dude, just with a mask on. Batman, he isn't Bruce anyway. Bruce Wayne anymore. Wayne anymore. But emotional. Best chemistry is dating wise though is Michelle didn't get it as good. They have good acting and all that. They're good. They're not bad. Kirsten Dunst is trash. But Garfield and Emma had great chemistry. They were great, and that's the best thing out of number 2 is their story. Like, you could just watch their romantic story and you'll be entertained. Don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about Riddler, nerdy eel guy, electric guy that was a nerd, and I want you to remember my name, and then do you remember me? And he gets powers. He's like, oh, you're gonna remember me. Don't you remember me, Bruce Wayne? I used to work for you. And yeah, Poison Ivy, I'm a lab person. Or they even did that in '84. Wonder Woman, Cheetah did that, right? She was like a nerd. I don't remember really watching that movie. It was god awful. Emotional moment. So we could go with Uncle Ben dying in 1, Spider-Man 1, Spider-Man 2. You could go with the train scene, maybe them saving them, the Jesus-like moment. And even I think it's a little emotional when Doc Ock knows it's Peter, and he kind of laughs about it like, haha, like, you're Peter. But that's not like super emotional. It's gonna end up being No Way Home, I already know though. Garfield's tough though, because with Emma, that's really hard. But I still am gonna lock in on Homecoming. That's what we're gonna end off with tonight. We're gonna end off with this one, because it's big. It's big to talk about which one breaks you down the most and what like makes you room and cry. First of all right, I'll tell you one thing. One Guardians of the Galaxy, I cried in every Guardians, dude. They got me every time. People hate James Gunn now. I guess he did stuff in the past that was like brought up, and it was like tweets, and it must not have been that bad because he still got a job. But then they used that against them, and like Joss Whedon got shut down. It's crazy, like all these big creators, and now everyone hates Gunn because he did Superman. Now I don't know. Before people weren't complaining, but Guardians got me, dude. Every Guardians gets me. That'll be another video. I'll talk about that. Emotion, Gwen dying, and then we got Holland in 1. We get no Uncle Ben. God, I can't go through another origin story with these movies. I don't think there's anything in one that's really. If we want to talk about some crazy scariness, is Vulture in the car. Holy shit, dude! Michael Keaton as Vulture with that scene and the lights just flashing. Oh my God! Like right now I'm getting goosebumps. How dope that is. That scene was so good. But I'm trying to think of like what was emotional in that. Far From Home, we get emotion with him being upset with about Tony Stark, but him going, oh dude, that gets me a little bit. We won, Mr. Stark. Like, man, that brought up some old trauma. I felt it right now. I felt it in my eyes. We won, Mr. Stark. Oh man, I can feel it. I can feel it right there. But then the dusting. I'm not feeling so good, Mr. Stark, I think he says. That was just sad, man. That was sad. God, they captured such good moments. Sucks because Toby, I don't remember, like, Uncle Ben dying was sad. Harry dies. That's an emotional moment, but it didn't get me like Mr. Stark, we won. Then we got No Way Home. So the obvious answer would be, Aunt May when she dies. If you talk about No Way Home, that'd be your obvious answer. Because him on the rooftop and him and all the Spider-Man, I had to think, that's why I went back. All the Spider-Man talking about their losses, like that's emotion, dude. That's such a big moment. What all they lost, and that was my MJ. It's just, dude, it's crushing. Great acting on all those dudes, man. We got to be appreciative, regardless we judging them and who's the best or whatever. We got some good Spider-Man, man. Regardless what you say, you can't say like they sucked. You know, I could call Tobey Maguire cornball all day and say he was horrible, nerdy cornball Spider-Man, but he did a good job playing that part. Especially him coming back. I loved having an older Peter finally. For God's sake, my favorite comics reading is like when he had a wife, didn't live with Aunt May, and was dealing with bills. Like, I liked that Spider-Man. So seeing Toby be like the adult Spider-Man just worked out for me. So thank you for that, No Way Home. But that would be up there, them talking. But I'll tell you, not him telling goodbye to everybody, not him saying I'm not gonna see you anymore. The part it would even give me right now if I thought about it enough, and this is what we're ending off of. We're ending off of this. Let's see how long I've been talking. It's probably too long. 37 minutes. God damn it. We're in this. What got me the most is Garfield catching Michelle Jordan. That scene is done so well, even though I think they spoiled it. I remember because Tom Holland says something about, I wasn't in that part when you're falling or something, I forgot. But man, we knew it was coming. Garfield trying to catch her and the goblin glider hitting him over, but the fact Garfield got to save her, oh man, see, he gets me right now a little bit. And he holds her and he's like choking up a little bit. It's like bittersweet almost. It's like, this could have been her. I could have saved her, but I saved you, and that's important. You know, this other Spider-Man doesn't have to go through what I went through. And I think that moment, like, every time I see it, it gets me. Every time I see him holding her and he's kind of like holding back his, you could tell he's holding it. That's probably the most emotional scene for me. It has levels of depth, of heart, broken heart, sadness, triumph. I was gonna say revival. Just not even getting over it, but just being sad but being okay, you know. And sometimes that gets you. You're hurting bad, man, but you know what? You just did something really, really good, and you could feel it. That was a powerful scene. Next to that, it would have been probably the three on the top of the talking. That's very emotional, but I would still take Garfield any day. Catching MJ. Like right now, I can keep talking about it and I'll start fucking crying. It just was, and people in the crowd lost it. And when he held her, people were losing because they knew what that meant to him. And that's why it's got to be the best emotional scene. it meant so much to him. Like Gwen meant much to him, where she died and stuff. But it's normal, you know, when someone dies in front of you, you're gonna be sad. But to have a moment like that, where almost reenacts what happened, but you save this person, and you remember all that, and you remember all that, but then you save this person, and then you probably go back and forth like, I could have saved her, but then you come back to reality. It's like, but at least I saved her, and this Spider-Man doesn't have to go with what I went through. So that's it. We're gonna go with that. Most emotional. We went way too long. I thought I was gonna like cut it under 30 minutes. We're like a little over 40, so we're gonna cut it out. That's it. This was just a little fun video to kill some time. Talk about Spider-Man's personalities, little traits, and all that. We're gonna be like his yearbook. You're gonna vote. So if people watch and still like, share, subscribe, cool. That'd be dope. If not, don't do it. Or if you want to talk a little bit, put in there what are different traits or something we should pick up, or pick a scene that was really good and thought was awesome. Don't bring up the train scene. Everyone brings up the train scene. We get it. It's good. Doc Ock's awesome. Spider-Man 2 a little overrated for me. It's good though. It's really good. There's no bad Spider-Man movie. Oh no, never mind. I didn't say that. I'll see you guys next time. There's no there's some bad Spider-Man movies. Yeah.